for the 1660 Super rig, just a couple cards in there. One of them is a cheap Dell 1660 Super. From what I can tell online, I don't think they came with thermal pads in here. I think this one was added in. But you can see there's no thermal pad to the cooler on any of that RAM, and then the other two are just down here, and they don't have any pads on them. So I'm going to take this cooler off and add thermal pads onto it and repaste it. And then I have this fan blowing over here, but this card is nice and cool. So I think I'll move this fan over here, and I want to see if that does anything to our hash rate, if we can even notice it. So it hovers right around 30, goes up to 30.05 about that top card there, 0. So I'll take it out and put new pads on it, repaste it, move that fan over, and see if it actually gets any hash rate just doing that. Alright, so I got it all pulled apart. It's really easy to take apart. You just take out these 4 screws, and then you take out the 1 screw that goes into the side right there. And then this whole piece just pops off, and then this is just clipped into the 4 little pins there. So what I'll do is I'll clean up the thermal paste, and we'll repaste it. And I'll leave this on here, but it's about 2 millimeters because I have 1 mil thermal pads here. So I measured them up, and they're about the same thickness, 2 of them as one of these, so that's about 2 mil. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to this RAM this, and this, and then I'll leave this one alone for now, and we'll see how that works. Alright guys, got everything cleaned up with alcohol. We're ready to put on our thermal pads. Just something I wanted to note was I noticed that this is a version 7 1660 Super. So that might be why this one actually has a pad on it, because they might have realized that this was blocking the airflow and there wasn't actually enough airflow going to this, so they put a thermal pad. So we're going to see what thermal pads on all the RAM is going to do, and then I'll add a fan to the back because I'm assuming this is always loaded into a computer that blows the air past and out the back here. And me just having it sitting in a mining rig, I'm gonna need that fan back here to actually blow some air past, kind of how it was designed. I'll be blowing it backwards kind of, but I don't think it really matters the way that this fan works. Alright, I'm ready to throw this all back together, so I just want to show you guys. Just cut these to size and stacked them, so we got all of our RAM covered in thermal pads now, and I'll put a dab of Arctic Silver on here. This is all cleaned up with alcohol as well. We'll put it all back together and see how it works. Alright guys, we got everything hooked up. I tried turning on just the Dell originally where it was, without the fan, and plus the thermal pads. And I had the same overclock on it, and it didn't seem to change the mega hash for heat wise anyways. So I switched them over and I put the fan on this one because it's kind of somewhat of a blower style fan. That way it's pushing the air through, and hooked it up, and the highest of the memory clock I could reach was about plus 700, and then it would crash. So now that we have the thermal pads in there, I'm able to bump it up to plus 1000, which is getting us about 31.43 mega hash off of the little Dell. And then I bumped up my other 1660, which is an MSI, and it's at 32.62. They both have Micron memory, and the overclock for my MSI is similar, but we're up 1200 on the memory. And we're running about, what do we got for power? About 83 and 81 watts, so not bad. Pretty decent, good efficiency. So yeah, pretty happy with that, guys. We'll leave it off there, and I'll talk to you guys next time. See you later.